Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our Saturday Night Live. Child, we're about to get into the ready to love foolishness. Okay. And listen, y'all, I know y'all gonna be mad at me, but I can only commit to an hour because I'm behind on like three reviews. And then I need to get into this whole Fallon interview mess. Honey, I got some thoughts on that. And it's some other videos I want to put out, and it takes forever in a day. And child, I'm just so far behind. And I gotta get into it as I get into it. So we only gonna be able to do an hour tonight. But that's more than enough time for us to talk about what we need to talk about, even though I'm long-winded, y'all long-winded. Child, let's get into it. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on this Saturday Night Live. Y'all could be doing something else, honey, but y'all here over here kicking with me. So let me usher y'all on into the room. Hey, Disco Sprinkles, Due Diligence, M. Cherise. Hey, KB. Hey, Natasha. Hey, J. Smith, 713 Rose. Beautifully T. Hey, B. Bonds. Hey, Allie Renee. Hey, AW. Hey, Five. Hey, it's me, CC. Hey, Tana. Let me see. Let me make sure I say hey to everybody. Everybody that's on here, all 48 of you. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, hey, y'all, hey. See, it don't come out. It ain't right. Hey, y'all, hey, don't sound right. It's hey, girl, hey. And fellas. Honey, I'm going to add y'all in there in the end of it. And fellas, how y'all doing? Hey, Gina. Hey, Shanda. Or Shonda. I want to make sure I say it right. Hey, St. Flemings. Hey, Markeisha. Hey, JB. Hey, Chocolate Sunshine. I love that name. I'm like, oh, that's so pleasant. That name just make you smile. Chocolate Sunshine. Hey, Dayana. Hey, Belicious. Hey, Danny. Okay, y'all. Let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Hey, Demi. Okay, so what's the first thing y'all want to talk about? Because y'all know I feed off of y'all. Hey, Marsha. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Taylor. Hey, all 95 of you, child. Let's get into it, honey. Okay, so this is what I wanted to say. Okay, look, KB is like, let's go with David first. Okay, let's get into David first. Okay, first of all, now they done told me that David decided to cancel his interview, okay, over with one of my colleagues. Y'all like how I try to make YouTube sound like a Fortune 500 company, honey, like we work for corporate America? One of my colleagues, okay? He decided to cancel his interview. Child, he trying to get in front of the interview spirit, honey. The enemy of the interviewer is getting into trying to come in, and so he had to separate himself. David, go to hell, child. I ain't got time to play with you. You're a full-on mess. You was acting a mess in that empty parking lot, child. And I know exactly where y'all were located when you were talking about, no pictures, no pictures. When I saw that, I said, what in the hell? It was just ridiculous. I could not believe that he was hollering out, no questions, no questions. David, cut the crap, honey. Talking about, I came to let you know I'm self eliminating. No, you were trying to get ahead of her eliminating you. And so you went there and came unhinged, acting crazy. Child had Liz all up, and child, her turtleneck was getting tighter and tighter. Honey, she didn't know what was happening. Not R.I.P. David, Ron, and Troy. R.I.P. 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 We just killed the Please, y'all. Y'all know I love a good song break. Don't give me nothing to go off of, okay? Don't give me nothing. Shanda said his behavior was disgusting. It really was, honey. Both of them, Ron and David. And you know what? So people were telling me to watch Dave. Let's just go on over to Ron. We're going to come back to David and go back over to Ron, go back over to David. Now, people were telling me to watch Ron's live. Okay, now y'all already know he rubbed me wrong when he said that Dragonfly was supposed to be checking on him instead of worrying about her own kids shivering during the Texas storm, honey. Okay, that's probably going to go in the history books. Okay, so I had already felt a kind of way about him. But then, hey, J Dub. I didn't forget about you. I don't think I saw you when I was saying hey to everybody. Okay. Hey, Taylor. Hey, AW. Hey, FF. So, Ron, I felt a kind of way about him, and people were saying that he said he self eliminated. So, you're going to just bold face lie on this live? Boy, that was not a self-elimination. You were dismissed, honey. She hit you with a, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Don't try to say you self-eliminated. In your mind, you might have self-eliminated when you and Amber were creeping around. But other than that, I don't want to hear it, child. Just lying for no reason. Ron's camera angle disturbed me in that live. Listen, not me, Alana, because I already knew he was looking how he was looking. Okay, child. I'm just saying. Ron live was ashy and unkempt. Wait a minute. You know the thing that really tripped me out, Andromeda, when I was watching it? Is that why was Chrysanthemum in the comment section, child, going off about Ron, talking about, no, you told me you didn't like her. No, you said you didn't like her. And I was like, oh, child, honey, not a full-on fight in the comment section. And Ron was like, I was interested in her, okay? I can say she's not my type, but it's not like I didn't say I didn't like her. Okay. Ooh, little lispy. Child, you're a full-on lie. I'm like, Ron, get out of here, child. Something about Ron gives me Green Goblin. I don't know what it don't give me Green Goblin, but it give me somebody that ain't got no sense, honey. Ron ain't got bird sense. And David definitely ain't got the sense God gave a goose. So you don't went over here and created you're saying you're going to do these interviews, I guess, because you want to create another narrative and have us thinking something, but you ain't changing my mind, honey. I feel how I feel. I said what I said, and I ain't changing it. Okay. So then you decide to do an interview only to cancel the interview. So you can go do one of those lives where you read us scriptures. I see right through you. Let me tell y'all something. So I went to watch that David. I went to watch that David live, right? Because I knew he was just trying to spin the narrative, honey. Editing. Honey, I don't want to hear it. So I had went to watch it. And as I was watching it, you know how some people, when they quote scripture or when they say something to you, you can, like they said, they could feel the Holy Spirit coming from Liz. Honey, she just exudes the Bible. Okay. Turn to chapter such and such, page such and such, verse such and such when you look at Liz. Child, I was watching that live. I said, now he a bold-faced lie. So I'm a man of God. And what I didn't understand is, I'm like, what I don't understand is why you was acting a fool and standing up over Liz. And then created a whole lie. Child, goodbye. Let me tell you something. Yes, they can edit you, but they have to have material to edit. So there must have been some foolery going on up and through, honey, or else they wouldn't have did that. That's exactly what I said, KB. They can only edit what you give them. Exactly. David trying his best to spin the narrative. Poor baby. It's not helping. My God is not using your bad behavior to touch not now person. Okay. Even though she said nobody. But y'all know I even judge up the comments. Okay. To touch not now person. I'm like, okay, so this is what you're trying to. Okay, David, honey, keep hollering in the parking lot and doing figure eights, honey. He was burning rubber, skidding rubber all out the parking lot. I was like, does he think somebody is chasing him? Child, listen, you are in a contractual obligation. Give the exit interview and exit stage left. And you know what I have to say? This season, the exit interviews, child, they be in they feeling so much, honey. I ain't seen a person that ain't hollered yet. We had the first person that got eliminated was Ida. Honey, they didn't give Ida a fair shot, child. Ida was roaming around and whatnot. And she was hooping and hollering when she got eliminated. Chrysanthemum had a whole attitude. Okay, she could not be bothered with KG, and he wanted to get his little hugs. KG, if you don't go on, child. Then we had Stacy, and we all know that Stacy was being Stacy. You know, she wanted to bring her kids home, a dog and a man. And then we had David talking about the enemy was coming in and he had to swoop in front of the enemy and all. I'm like, okay, child, whatever, honey. Go on, set yourself off. And then Tressa, she exited with grace because she was given the short end of the stick. You know, she shed a few tears, but then she picked her good wig up and, honey, went on back on stage. Now, Tressa to the stage, child. David needs some help. He seemed to be under the influence of something, but I will leave that be. Demi, listen to me, honey, allegedly. Okay, when I tell you you are thinking my thoughts without me saying my thoughts, honey, you speaking my speech through this comment because I was thinking that. I was like, honey, this is the second time that you have shown up. Okay, looking disheveled, acting irate, irrational, losing your mind. I mean, it's something's just not right, honey. Hey, Chris. Something is just not right. It's something about it just not sitting right with me. So I'm thinking what you thinking, okay? I'm picking up what you putting down. David is a paranoid control freak. David has some power and control issues. He sure does. And some insecurities mixed in with that, honey. Making food that nobody want to eat, child. That's a recipe for disaster. I'm definitely with you on that, Phil. Lazy eyed demon. Allie, do not start that because I'm not. Oh my God. Wait a minute, y'all. Wait. Y'all need to really stop. Y'all need to stop because listen, the people behind the avatars, honey, they saying we can't be trusted. Now listen, I hope y'all see my spirit come through my avatar, honey. I'm a very nice woman, child. Everything that I give y'all, this is exactly how I am on a daily basis. So baby, the YouTube streets is hot, honey. The avatars ain't acting right. People is I know some of y'all might know what I'm talking about, and some of y'all may not. Okay. But all I'm saying is not everybody side-eyeing people that are behind avatars. Honey, I got to do this to protect my identity. But I ain't trying to have no foolery and no foolishness all up and through. But Allie, I'm not about to play with you. I'm not about to play. David does not need Ready to Love. He needs Iyanla to fix my life. Honey, Iyanla said, I'm retired. Child and David get in there hollering, Iyanla, I want to get in front of you before you say, and then, honey, she'll be hitting the table. Not on my watch, David. Honey, it'll be a whole disaster. Honey, they be fighting. No, ma'am. Looking like Forrest Whitaker and Jason's lyric, don't he? Honey, he giving me real Jason's lyric tease, and you know it was shot in Houston, okay? I think I went to This Is It Soul Food, okay? I'm just saying. So he is giving some real Forrest type vibes. I'm just saying, child, it's a mess. I just want Liz to find her God-fearing king, but I want to realize Jason ain't it at all. Honey, at all. And you know what? Somebody said this in the comments just a while ago, and I was reading it. They are so right about this. They said they see sexual chemistry or lustful energy when Jason and Liz are together in a scene, even though she says that she's celibate, but they never see them having lighthearted conversation. And I was thinking, you know what? You are so right about that because they always doing something romantical that leads to a kiss. Now, honey, I know when your whatnots ain't been waxed in a while, honey, you be like, look, let me just lean into this little halitosis and get my little kiss, honey, and lean on back. So I can kind of feel Liz on that. But at the same time, Jason seemed like he just keep going and going. Next thing you know, your clothes and your panties on the floor, honey, and you have to find your drawers in the morning. No, ma'am, Pam. Jason and his little kisses, it's too much, honey. The little kisser. Jason doing all that kissing. No, ma'am. Hey, Midwest, honey. Alexis is insecure. She is CR. And you know what? I actually felt sad for her this episode because you know what? I think when Ron was eliminated or the ladies said he wasn't ready to love and she finally figured out that the two of them were unequally yoked, I think she felt so out of place at that ranch because her little confidence wasn't even, she wasn't walking around with that crunchy wig with her shoulders held back, honey. She wasn't giving that fly energy buzzing around the room. She seemed very small. Okay. Her voice was very small at the ranch. And she was looking to lean more to AJ because he gave her that fake kiss, okay, that we all witnessed last week. Okay, because they ain't fooling me. She was over there with AJ trying to get him to comfort her and whatnot. But honey, AJ was like, listen, Kyra is in the room. Child, I ain't got time to be bothered with you. And her insecurities are showing big time. She's like, and then as soon as he said she was new and Kyra was old, she was like, see, now I'm melting a little bit. Girl, if you don't expect more and command more, he's talking about, basically he's saying, I found you, Miss New Booty. Get it together and bring it back to me. Honey, don't let him Bubba Sparks you. Girl, calling you new, and then you just go with it. Child, and get some mousse for that wig, honey. You got time to be playing. That wig is tired and tried, honey. Like I said, that wig not ready to love. That's Sue M. She's too worried about what the other women are doing. Who is this? Are we talking about Amber or Alexis, honey? Because they all worried about what everybody else is doing. Alexis was bringing down the mood on the whole trip because AJ didn't return her calls, but she could have stayed home for all that. Girl gone, honey. Exactly. She was feeling her safety net was gone. Ron was her safety net. She knew for a fact that Ron had chosen her because even when they were at the elimination, she said to him, I feel like, you know, I liked you because you were choosing me. So that made her feel secure, like, okay, this person's choosing me. And even when she went over there and Seagram's was making those drinks, honey, because they follow them all around the earth, honey. So when the girl was making the drink, she even chose Ron. Then she went back over here and, decided that he didn't want to praise the Lord. And so she didn't want to be bothered. So now she feels insecure, like, okay, the person that was choosing me is gone. So now what? And the only other person she has is AJ, because Jason told her straight up when they was skating around that ice skating rink. He was like, look, I'm not gonna be able to do it. At least I can respect that about Jason. He told her straight up, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Okay, honey. I don't see you like that. And it's a no for me. And I respected him for that. AJ should have been gone weeks ago. Every time she tried to have a talk, he whispers some whatnots and she acts slow. All desperate. Exactly, Midwest, honey. You are so right. And you know what? I was looking at last week's episode again for the enjoyment of it all. Because the first time I watch it for the review. And then the second time I watch it for the enjoyment. So I was watching it. And as she was talking, he just looking at her and looking at her and looking at her. And then she starts, running down her resume. And that's when he came out with like, well, can I shut you up for a minute? Well, girl, don't say that. Girl, come on now. Honey, nuh-uh. Nope, not girl. Come on now. Honey, I'm going to need you to say something that's going to make some sense. Because really, you saying a whole bunch of nothing. And I didn't realize that he was skating under the radar until this last episode. I was like, AJ, what you doing here? You know who it reminds me of, y'all? It reminds me of Anthony from last season when he ended up with Winter at the end. Anthony know he shouldn't have made it to no end, honey, but he did. He doing the same thing as AJ. And quite frankly, I feel like Kyra's floating on under the radar too. She ain't giving nothing, honey. Thank you for the super chat, Sunshine and Flowers. I don't care how upset I was. No one would know. I would tell them where to mail my check and slink on out. I know that's right, honey. You don't need to know nothing about nothing. I'd be like, oh, okay, well, thank you so much for the opportunity. Honey, threw my wig in the seat next to me when I got in the car. Honey, took my bra off on the way home, stopped by Popeyes and got me a two-piece and said, F everybody, okay? Y'all ain't got time to play. Especially I had this wig on for 13 hours. Oh, no, ma'am, honey. Y'all had me dying laughing while I was driving. David, everyone is so spot on about David. He is really a mess. Okay, let me just stop and say this. Thank you all for joining me on this live. I really appreciate it. It is 312 of you on this live. Please do not hesitate to stop and like it, comment, subscribe to the channel, honey. We're trying to build over here. So I really appreciate all of you for joining me because, it's a Friday night, or is it a Saturday night? What night is it? It's a Saturday night. Child, my days running together. Honey, let me tell y'all something. I've been dealing with some personal BS, so I don't even know what the days are. Okay, they're running out together. I haven't put my reviews out on time, and life is getting on my nerves. Okay, so I'm just trying to keep up. I keep having Black ladies who are lawyers connecting them with radio hosts and music producers who we've never heard anything in radio from. Okay, I'm trying to, but then they changed AJ's title from producer to engineer. So instead of we got AJ on the track, now he an engineer. Child, goodbye, honey. Goodbye and child gone, honey. Kyra playing smart, but I don't think she likes anybody. She's ready to love the cameraman. JR, I know that's right, honey. And she looked so bored when they were playing Truth or Dare. She was like, child, what is going on, honey? What is all doing, honey? They getting on my nerves. And that's when, in that moment when they were playing Truth or Dare, that's when I realized that Kyra wasn't giving what's supposed to be gave. She really don't like nobody. But then she did kind of get a little attitude when Jason took that shot, honey. She was not expecting that. That's because Jason been out there kissing under the moonlight. Child, thank you so much, Janet, for the super sticker. They keep switching their titles. I peeped that too. Yeah, I was like, child, because AJ probably told him, look, okay, this very first episode, people will not get off my back. I said I was a producer, but I meant an engineer. Now, can you please put that in, honey? Because I don't want these people saying nothing else to me. And another thing I wanted to point out too. I watched the live with Kyra and Vernisha. After watching that live, I liked both of them a little less. The reason why I didn't really take to Vernisha after watching that live is because she was really defensive and really like, oh, what y'all think? And why would I say? And I'm like, listen, girl, honey, We just watching what you and Bourbon Street is putting out, honey. We just saying what the streets are saying as viewers. And I just, just after watch, that's why I don't like to watch them on them lives, honey. Let me keep the mystery about you. Let me create my own narrative about who you are, okay? Because once I see who you really are, I might not like it. And I didn't really like Vernisha after hearing her talk. And I tried to get that out of my head as I was watching the episode, but I can kind of see what Joelle was picking up because after I watched that live, I felt the exact same way. Alexis is a very insecure woman. She needs to be sent home next. She expects all this spirituality from Ron, but is chasing after AJ. Like, she hasn't asked AJ nothing about his spirituality. She could care less. Okay, all he does is kiss her and she leans over. Child, kissing her with that crunchy wig, honey. She sure was defensive. I got off. I don't like any of their lives explaining themselves. Like, we aren't seeing what we're seeing. Exactly, Demi. I was like, okay, I'm not liking you. I'm sorry. Because I mean, it was just like her attitude, her demeanor. I was like, wait a minute, girl. Because on this season, and when we're watching these episodes, you ain't saying nothing. Honey, take that energy over there to Joel and him not calling you. Girl, goodbye. It's not that she or any woman that has questions thinks the world revolves around us, but for a man to not respond for 2 or 3 days is a red flag, and you should hold yourself to the same. Okay, who are we talking about? Are we talking about Vernisha and Joelle? Alexis gonna have to look in the mirror and not only coordinate them fashions, but I'm looking some self-esteem. She is, cause it was like even when I was watching her, even in her confessional, she didn't seem as confident. I'm like, child, let me find out Mike Tyson done left, and all of a sudden you slumping down in your seat. Child, you need to get in front of the enemy and leave with David. Girl, goodbye. I swear all these dudes have 99 chapsticks and they can't find one. That old castaway. Shout out to Tom Hanks. Laugh out loud. Okay. Cause wait a minute. Listen, the way Jason little lips be crusted over, honey, look like they gonna crack and bleed, honey. Him and KG. I like KG. Alexis is a pick me. She is. And I just hope somebody does pick a child so she can sit down somewhere. I hate when people come on shows knowing they aren't meant to date other people, then get mad when they find out that they're dating other people. Duh. Regarding Alexis. Like, okay, so what do y'all think about the whole thing with her calling Amber a Judas because Amber went behind her back and went out with Ron, even though they had been praying, touching, and agreeing that Ron would come around? And when I heard that, I was thinking, you was sitting up there praying about Ron? Girl, you really did like him, honey. Don't try to play. You actually really did like Ron. Because child, I ain't praying about nothing that got to do with Ron. Ron let the people know that Alexis does everything he does sexually. What? Was that on that live? Because honey, I got off that live when him and Chrysanthemum was going back and forth. I'm like, what are y'all arguing about? And this is what led me to know that the exact way that Chrysanthemum was shown is the same way that she is in real life, because they were arguing back and forth, right? And she was like, well, I'm about to get off this live because I just came to peep the foolishness. And she was like, you're lying. And she just going in the comment section. And I'm like, is that Flower Child? Girl, why are you on this man's live going in? But he was very respectful to her, and I have to give him that. Okay. He was like, I understand, Chris. I like Chris. Chris is my friend and everything, but I did like Alexis, Chris. I'm not going to change it. I said what I said, and I ain't changing it. Okay. Bernicia seems like she cusses everybody out at all the time. She she seems sweet spirited, but I think they need to stay off them lives, okay? Because when you get on those lives and you start, as soon as the show ends, everybody doing a recap and everybody's doing a live and everybody's trying to explain themselves, just be quiet, okay? Because sometimes we're on your side. Now that live that Liz and Clarence did, now that was a good live. I watched the whole thing. I was like, this is good. And I was looking at them sitting next to each other. They both have some grays. Okay. And I was just looking at them. I said, they look good together. But then he said his wife was in the back room. And I was like, oh, child, honey, reel it in. But they actually looked really good together. AJ just trying to stay on the show any way he can. Exactly, T. Patrice. Any way he can. He don't care how he get there as long as he stay. This show really should be called The Game of Love. Who can make it to the end? Because, like, none of them are really giving anything that tells me that they're ready to love. Seeing their lives and interviews, I have yet to see one who didn't act like their portrayal on the show. You better speak your speech, okay? The only person that kind of surprised me was Tressa because she was talking about some connections that she made that we didn't get to see. But other than that, I feel like they all were the same person. I'm like, child, whatever. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, Misha, can you expand more on what you were picking up from Vernisha from the live? Because you can tell Joel don't want her from that dry kiss. This is what I was picking up on. Like people were commenting. So, okay, apparently she was on a live on her Instagram and Kyra invited her to be on her live. And so they were doing a live together. And so I'm thinking, okay, I'll watch this because I like Vernisha. You know, that just shows you can't judge a book by its cover. So I was like, I like Vernisha. Let's see what I was doing. What's she talking about? But then when people would say something like, Joelle was wrong for saying you're clingy or Joelle should have, she was like, let's make this clear. Joelle told me everything. Okay, I knew everything. I knew he tells me everything. We talk every day. Okay, girl. Well, then if you got all that going on, honey, then you shouldn't have no problem on these episodes we watching. Like, I'm just confused. Like, you getting mad at us, but at the same time, we're just trying to defend you. We're trying to figure out why is he treating you this way. And she was like, that's another thing we got to address as well. And then this and this. And I mean, it was just going in. And I'm like, okay, if you're bringing that energy over to him when you're having a conversation about something, then, honey, no wonder he was stuck to you like glue. Honey, he put them lips perched. He didn't open his mouth, nothing. Those lips were glued together. I'm like, what in the stuck like glue is going on here, honey? She sounds very defensive for no reason. She was, Leah. She really was. And I said, oh, I shouldn't have watched this. That's why I don't be want to watch them things. Because I said, you know what? I like her a lot less now. And I got off that live like, child, let me get off this because I'm about to have attitude. Vernisha, if Joel tells you everything, okay, then why didn't he tell you he chose Kyra that 1 week? Honey. Okay, let's get into it if we're going to get into it, oh love. She's mad at Joel and taking it out on us, period. That's exactly what I said. I said, what is happening? Yes, and then his eyes were wide open. I was like, okay, what is happening? Like, why are your eyes open? Like, child, okay. Honey, at least Jason gonna try to get like a little tongue in or something, honey. Y'all just sit. And then she tried to cover it up with her hand, and that made it even weirder. And I know everybody was just sitting there looking like, child, what is going on here, honey? All this swag that Joelle exudes, honey, all this slick talking and this little accent, child, showing up like a straight square, okay? You can tell she's the type that gets cheated on, but blame the person for telling her and gets mad at them. Sipping socialite, honey, you better preach. Speak your speech, honey. Speak your speech. That's another thing, Elena or Alana. I hope I don't mispronounce it. Vernisha kept cutting Kyra off. She did. And then I was just like, okay, are you going to allow her to speak? And she was basically carrying the entire live. I'm like, whose live is it? Is it yours or is it hers? Or like, what is happening? I was like, okay, child, let me get off of this because this is too much. Kyra was confusing about Joelle because she said they never went out. Then she said they did grab a bite to eat. Then she said she never talked to Joelle like that. But then she said she had a great That's another thing, Cooley. She said, I called Vernisha to let her know that I had grabbed a quick bite to eat with him, but we really weren't talking about anything. I wasn't dressed up like I was going on a date, but we had a great conversation, but I rarely ever talked to him. I'm just like, okay, like some lies are being told up and through. I'm just confused. Okay, I'm just confused. I really don't know what's going on. So I'm with you on that. Joelle has already shown Vern what's up, honey, and she ain't picking up on it. She needs to go watch that movie. He's just not that into you. I found out comments shown in screen are chosen. Can't play faves. I found out comments shown on screen are chosen. Well, no, that's not how this Child, y'all don't start with me this week, honey. That's not how this goes. These comments are scrolling a mile a minute, and I just catch one and I put it on the screen. So if I don't happen to get to yours, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's not because I don't care to hear what you're saying. It's just that the comments are moving very fast. And so I'm just choosing one and then I'm putting it on the screen. Honey, listen, y'all, honey, I'm going through some life issues now. Y'all, please, honey. Did Joel stop making complete sentences when Amber aired him out to Vernisha? Joel just started saying, baby, you know what? He sure was. And then this is the thing. Every time she came over to him, or he came over to her. He never quite explained the reason why he should be apologizing to her or anything. He just went over there and started touching on her, feeling on her, or whatever. And I'm like, okay, honey, is this what we doing? And she was like, I ain't mad at you. I don't never stay mad. No, don't tell him that, honey. I'm mad. I'm upset. Okay. I feel bamboozled, hoodwinked, led astray. Okay. And then Amber embarrassed me. Then she leaned in to embarrass me. Child, you gonna have to come better than that. And I don't want none of these dry ribs you done just made. Child ain't got no time. We need a story time tonight. Honey, listen, if I went through a story time tonight, child, I just ain't even got the energy. Like, y'all, I'm really trying to like keep myself together, because what people have to understand is we have real lives as well. I like to kiki with y'all. I like to have a good time and everything. But I go through things on a daily basis as well. So please don't nitpick me about no BS about a comment, honey. I'm going as fast as I can. Like I'm making sure that I'm not, and even if I can't get to you, I'm still going to acknowledge it. Like, child, tonight's not the night, honey. It's really not. It's really not. I'm almost 100% sure people in NOLA do not say baby, and you heard me in every single sentence. Like, oh, love, I was thinking the same thing. Honey, I got mad at myself for saying it so much during my dang on review. Yeah, it's just like when the stereotype of people from Nebraska speak. It doesn't rep all of us. I'm just playing. Yeah, I mean, that's just like people from the South. Like they're saying on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the ladies are like, well, when people hear my Southern accent, they think I'm racist. Girl, first of all, honey, yes, we do have a little twang, okay? But all of us don't speak the same. So some of our dialects are okay. It's much better. Take your time, baby. Marsha, okay. Child, listen to me, honey. Listen, Marsha already know, child, because we be conversing, honey. So she already know what I'm going through, child. I ain't listen, let him use you. Just do you, Misha. We are here for a good time, not a long time. Okay, Midwest, honey. Okay, let me see. But why Amber tell Vernisha what she needed to know, but ain't tell poor tiny, not poor little tiny Alexis? That was the gag, honey. She sure did. And this is the thing. She was like, Amber was just pocketing all the information she had, honey. Ron was spilling the tea everywhere. Well, Ron did tell me that Vernisha was not Joel's number one. Okay, well, why you didn't call and say something to Vernisha? But then you know what I thought about? The reason why I felt like she wanted to do that, and I thought about this later on, like almost when it was time for me to do this live, I forgot that Amber went on a date with Joel, and Joel was feeling Amber and gave her that little kiss on the cheek. And he said that that Amber was up there with Vernisha. So maybe Amber did that out of spite. Because I'm trying to figure out, why would you want to hurt this lady? Why would you want to hurt her like that? I'm confused. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Well, you won't just lean in and tell her that he chose somebody else as her number one, but why now? Okay, when you could have told her. And then another thing too that I thought about, y'all remember when they went to the whole Seagram's thing, Amber was the only person that was not there. And so Vernisha said those are all the people that were available. And I'm thinking the entire cast was available, but Amber wasn't. Okay, child, honey, if that's what you want to say, honey. Let's get into it as we get into it. I think Amber moves in spite. Now I'm starting to think that too. And at first I was like, okay, well, she just hanging over there with KG. She ain't bothering nobody. But then after it was all said and done, I said, oh, child, honey, it's looking like you might be moving Portia-like. Okay. Let me find out, Miss Williams. Alexis says she and Amber prayed about Ron. Well, at least her prayers didn't get answered. I know that's right, Jay Smith. You can't touch and agree with everybody anyway. Ain't no telling what they're. This is the thing. My grandmother told me this a long time ago. She said, listen, don't be grabbing hands and praying with everybody, because some people are secretly praying your demise. You're thinking that they're praying with you, but they're praying against you. So you got to kind of watch it, honey. I'm just saying. You just never know. Amber probably went out with Ron because no one else is digging KG. She needed to have some other options in case KG got eliminated. She's playing the game. Oh, I didn't think about it like that. I didn't think about it like that, 713. That's a good perspective. Because I sure didn't think about it like that, honey. Ain't nobody else worried about KG except KG. I'm late. Did we already talk about Dragonfly? Her wig was not refreshed. Oh my goodness, child. I need y'all, honey. These laughs. And AJ don't like her. She better find a new relationship with one of the guys or self-eliminate. Honey, that wig was just Captain Crunch, okay? I was like, if somebody don't get her a spray bottle, child, and zhuzh that wig up, girl, go in there and duck your head underneath the faucet or something and get your. Where are the sprinkler systems in this? Where are the sprinkler systems in this establishment, honey? So what, JR? Wait a minute. I'm gonna get to that, child. Amber didn't surprise me too much because when she was telling KG about heading there straight from work, when he gave her a hug, her expression, oh my Lady Reds, are you me or am I you? When I tell you, I didn't put that in my review because I didn't think anybody would have picked up on it. But when they were talking to each other, she was like, I had to come here straight from work. And they were kind of conversing a little bit. And KG gave her that hug. She was looking like, oh, don't touch me. Honey, I thought it was just me. Child, y'all be paying attention, honey. When I say y'all be paying attention, was Joelle and Amber having that body painting date when he stood her up? Or was that Ron? I can't remember. Body painting date. Um, who had it? No. I think that was Troy that went on a when they were painting. Wasn't that Troy? I can't remember, but I'm thinking so. They should show each date, but cast members have said they show what fits the narrative. They sure do. Now they are creating a storyline so that the episodes can like congeal and make sense for us as viewers. But I'm like you. I feel like they should show us every date or at least fill in the gaps. Because did y'all see how juicy it got once they got to the ranch, honey? And we had them all in one place and could see what I was doing. Honey, it got real good. I was like, okay, see, this is the energy that we needed. Okay. We needed this. Was Joel and him? Okay, I already read that one, honey. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, the body painting in the previews. It was Joel with the painting. I saw the commercial for it. Okay. Because I was trying to think. I'm like, I don't remember painting. Misha, did you pay attention to them wearing their clothes all day after? Disgusting. When I saw Liz and Kyra and them get off that horse, come back inside, and then go back outside to have a kiss, and then come back inside, I was like, okay, that's disgusting. And Liz even grabbed a blanket. I said, oh, let me tell y'all something. I am a germaphobe. Honey, I've been through up. Honey, I cannot take too much. They would have had to cut for me because I would have had to spray everybody down and get everything together before we could proceed. And then I was also watching Kyra had her hand directly on top of her glass that she drank out of. And I'm like, girl, did you touch something? Then you about to put your hand on top of this glass and then drink from this glass? Oh, that's why we can't get rid of COVID. Child, I'm itching. I'm itching. That's all I can say. Smelling like outside. I know that's right, Journey. That's what my grandma used to say all the time. Child, smelling like I doze. She said I doze. Now, I don't know where the R and the S are because they're not there in her speech. But honey, I doze. DOWS. Child. Amber and Joelle date was the body pain. I wonder if they will save that for the reunion. Epiphany, I didn't even remember seeing that. Like I don't even remember seeing that. But now y'all judging my memory. They should do a montage of dates. That's simple. What they were doing was not working. That's a good idea, Erica. Living life. I didn't even think of that. You are so right about that. They should have done that. That's what should be happening when the episode first opens up. Y'all know, like I say on my review, when the episode first opens up, we see Dragonfly over here dragonflying, honey. We see Ron over here talking about chrysanthemum. Then we see them over here eating ice cream and whatnot, honey. And Jason over here, what is he doing? Kissing. That's what he like to do. This reunion will be messy. Oh, I can't wait. Child, if they don't show me some good behind the scenes, I'm gonna be mad. I've been wondering too about Jason's teeth. I didn't want to be mean, but I would have fixed mine. Goodbye. Goodbye. Eating the whole life, child. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this today. Zara, I'm not about to play with you. Typical black women. Yeah, girl, I'm about to visit my man in prison, girl. I got to get my hair did. My man got to be a roughneck. Wait a minute. What's happening? Typical black women. Honey, wait a minute. No, we will not be slandered up and through. Child, and who's saying I got to get my hair did, my man in prison, girl? Okay, child, let me see. Okay, let me go back to, because look, y'all getting out of hand, honey. Okay. I don't tolerate that kind of stuff on my channel. We will not be talking about black women. Okay. At all. No, ma'am, Pam. Not y'all stay clowning Jason in his baby teeth, honey. I'm trying to leave him. I'm trying to leave him alone, honey. I'm really trying to leave him alone because I think Jason has a genuine spirit. He can keep that mouth to himself, child. He'll be perfectly fine. I'm trying to figure it out too. Talking about typical black women. I gotta go get my hair did and my man in prison. Like what? Let me tell you something about me, honey. Let's pause for the cause. Thank you all 444 of you that are on this live. People are testing my gangster tonight. So let me introduce myself. My name is Misha. I'm a very nice lady. I like to kiki. I like to have a good time. Don't come on here with that foolishness. We don't talk about black women on my platform. We encourage and we uplift black women on this platform. I have an entire day dedicated to people that I give flowers to. Okay. I'm all about positivity. Don't come on here with no ignorance because I don't want to hear that. If you feel like black women get their hair did and they nails did, then you need to take your ass to somebody else's channel because that's not me. Honey, I'm not playing those games. Don't do that on this channel. I don't like ignorance. I don't like disrespect. My fan base and my subscribers consist of all races. I don't tolerate no racism. I don't tolerate no sexism. Take your behind somewhere else with that. Okay? And now you're blocked. Let's move forward, honey. Moving forward, honey. Y'all don't come over here with that nonsense. I already had enough of that with the whole bonnet situation. I don't do that on this channel. I don't like that. Okay? I don't mind laughing. I don't mind having a good time. But you will not come over here act like we some ignorant people that don't know how to articulate a thought. Her did. I ain't never in my life said her did. I might use the word ain't. But honey, when it's time for me to articulate a thought, you better believe that I can string together a sentence full of words. As a matter of fact, I am an English teacher. When I come on here, I turn my brain off. So I say what I want. I speak my speech how I want to speak my speech, which is why I cover my face. That's the reason why you don't see me. But you're not about to come on here talking about no get your hair. You done really upset me with that. Child, don't play with me, honey. We don't do that over here. Go somewhere else to someone else's channel and figure out how they get their hair did and their nails did. Time I'm going to visit my man in prison. Child, honey, let me regroup. Child, I'm just saying the ignorance is just shine. I don't know what's happening on YouTube. I'm not familiar with the ignorance because my people, my subscribers, we love one another, honey. We might, get into it as we get into it. But at the same time, honey, it's all fun and games over here. The jokes that we tell, it's all in fun. We ain't hurt nobody, honey. I don't even use profanity in my reviews for that very reason because I don't want to come across as the person who's hating on my culture, breaking down my people. I laugh and talk about their wigs and Paige wig ain't had no part. Chris, his ankles little, honey. That's what I do, honey. I call you things like little weirdo, but at the same time, I'm not gonna tolerate no disrespect. Okay, find somebody else to play with, honey. Play with your mama. Don't play with me. Moving forward, honey. Let's get into it as we gonna get into it, honey. Get out of here with that. Talking about jail and I'm going to visit my man in jail. Typical black women and oh, child. Baby, they done threw me all the way off, honey. Now I'm gonna have to edit this part out because you done took the fun out of my life. Little ignorant, typical Dusty. I can't get a woman to like me. I can't even find a friend in Jesus. So I talk about. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, honey. I knew you were gonna bring the laughter, honey. Jennifer, I always got a good key. You hear me, honey? Let's get into it, sis. Forget them haters. Laugh out loud. I know that's right, Samira. Just ignorant. You know they love to attack black women. The obsession is strong. CJ, if you don't speak your speech, child, I said, you better go on somewhere. Kick rocks. Go with David and Ron, honey. Wherever they at. Go with David and Ron. We don't want it over here. Child, I got to get in front of the enemy. The enemy is in the way of my live, child. I got to get in front of the enemy. Shout out to David. Child, this is a mess. Lee, I have them chosen, but I haven't even talked to them or gotten my group. Child, I'm just trying to do so many things. It's like I haven't executed it yet. Like I'm trying to get my merch together. I'm still talking to the guy about that. And then I'm trying to do this, that, and the third and do this. But you are absolutely right, honey. I definitely do need to get that going. Cause child, we gotta get in front of the enemy tonight, didn't we? It's ridiculous. Now that's the enemy David was talking about. Yes, G and Owens. Yes, ma'am. Honey, David, we hear you loud and clear. In first chapter, second, third, fourth Corinthians, honey, we gotta say a scripture or something. Honey, the ignorance is all up and through. We just kiki up and through. They took it to another level. People stay watching everything we do as Black women. You heard me. Thank you, Fair Hope. They sure do. A little crazy behind. Child, coming up in here with that BS. Child, don't talk about my people now, honey. It's one thing I don't tolerate. Now, we can laugh all day and play and go back and forth, honey. Now, we can make fun of each other, but don't you dare come in and talk about no going to jail and get your hair did. If you don't get your crazy. Jason Little Horn Dog Tail was getting on my nerves talking about Liz wasn't making it easy on him when he first saw her. Like, boy, she was covered from head to toe like an usher. Get she sure was. And listen, when she first came on, child, she had Liz got a walk on her. I don't know why. I do not know why y'all ain't seen that walk, honey. Let me see you walk, walk, walk. When I first seen Liz walking up them stairs, she was tiptoeing in them heels. I said, look at that little gazelle, honey. She was just tiptoeing, and the enemy got in front of her because here come David. Skirt, you want to sing hymnals? David, honey. See, she should have had that same mentality David had to know that the enemy was getting in front of her right when David started singing them tunes all on the steps and whatnot. And let me tell y'all something, honey, they fooled me because I was like, look at David and Liz singing hymnals. Maybe they should be together. But little did I know that child was a wolf in sheep's clothing, honey. Well, they said the devil can even quote the Bible, honey, so you just never know. I like to know how you have failures in a system built especially for them to succeed. It's a complete waste of YouTube. I don't know how. Okay, so listen. Something is going on YouTube, honey, and child, the people is losing their minds up and through. They are losing their minds. I said it on Niecy's live. I will say it again. Jason and Liv give freshman, senior, and high school vibes. They sure do, Nana. That's a good way to put it. They definitely give freshman and senior vibes. That is a great way to put it. Child, I might be freshman in college the way Liz be acting, honey. Somebody said they knew Liz was 50. I'm like, no, she not 50. My cousin went to high school with her. And she said that Liz was the exact same way in high school. She was very sweet, kind of reserved. You know, people knew her, but she wasn't an extrovert. She wasn't in the mix, you know. But everybody just knew Liz as a nice lady. And I'm like, oh, okay. Liz probably was a stripper 20 years ago. Like, strong Christians always have a deep story. No, she been like that, sipping low socialite. She's been like that. That's always been her character. Because at first I was thinking, child, what happened now? But no, that's always been her character. David was to have been interviewed on Little Black Book 91's channel, and it didn't happen. Looks like he was pushed back to next weekend. That's because he didn't like that video that he did. Because when I went to his channel and I watched the video he did on David, honey, he was speaking his speech and saying everything that everybody else was thinking. There's nothing wrong with what he said. David just didn't want to face the fire. He knew those comments were going to be turned on. He knew that he was going to ask the tough questions, and he was not ready for that, especially after he didn't give us a chance to digest it. See, now next week, out of sight, out of mind. You know what I'm saying? So when he does the interview, we're less likely to remember what he did, but I ain't forgetting. Okay, I got a mind like a steel trap. I ain't forgetting nothing, especially when you done did something that don't make no sense. But he felt like, okay, he just made this video, and now I'm going to go on here. People are going to be asking me questions. Why did I behave this way? Why did I do Liz like this? Why didn't I bring down the strength in the room and all this other kind of crap? And he didn't want to be bothered. So he feels like if he give us a little time to cool off, then we'll forget. No, we ain't forgetting. We going to write our questions down. We're going to write our questions down for you. Play with your mama indeed. Speak your speech, Misha. We're about fun and positivity around here, okay? Thank you, Mrs. Smith, for the super chat. I ain't playing them games over here on my channel. Trying to make me come out of character, child. Y'all know the avatar is acting up this week. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like Liz low-key. I'm always wearing big shoulder pads and heels to the movies, etc. I love her style. It gives me dynasty every time. She does present Southern Belle, don't she? But you know what? She's not the only one that had those big old shoulder pads on. I watched a deleted scene, and her and Alexis looked like they had on, Liz looked like she had on the big version, and Alexis looked like she had on the baby version. You know how they had those mommy and me outfits? They look like they were wearing mommy and me. I'm like, oh, not mommy and me. Okay, girl. Thank you for the super chat, Jay Smith. I wonder if Liz and the teacher got eliminated earlier this season. Hmm, would have been a good match. Khalil. I was thinking about Khalil. I think they actually would have been a good match. I do actually think they would have been, but they didn't give him a chance because he came in wrinkled. And at first I was like, why would they just eliminate him? But I thought about this. I said, you know what? This is a show where your first impression is a visual one. So I'm gonna need you to put your khakis in the cleaners if you ain't gonna come looking right, honey. Get your parent teacher conference of britches on out of here, child. Not about to play. Exactly, beautifully T. He was saying what everyone has been thinking. He definitely was. And I was like, child, not you and your feelings, honey. You got too many feelings. I noticed that too, laugh out loud. I said, not Dragonfly and Lee's got on matching denim, denim, denim. Yes, they do, Chris. I said, not the mommy and me outfits, honey. They don't put on this matching stuff. Child, I ain't got time. I said, what is happening? Don't confuse Misha with them other avatars. Hers is full body and them lips move. Okay, and them legs move every now and again. And this picture is actually a picture of me. It's just drawn. Okay. So if y'all want to know how I look just like this avatar. My hair is like that and everything. I wear my natural hair all the time, exactly like that avatar sitting on my bed. And I do have a puppy that looks exactly like that avatar. Okay. So, honey, I ain't just a floating head. Okay. It's a full body up and through. I mean, they ain't get me as thick as I like to be, but it's okay. My sister was hating on me a little bit. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, she did a good job, child. I gave her a picture and she just drew it. She is good at what she does, honey. Thank you, Misha, for all of your reviews. I see that you are working hard. Thank you so much. Honey, I'm starting to fall behind a little bit because, child, listen, I've been all messing around with the family court system and whatnot, and it's been throwing my spirit off. I can't even get my good one-liners, honey. I'm looking at the reviews and looking at the shows, staring straight through the TV. I'm like, oh, honey, let me shake this off, child. My sound was all wonky on my Real Housewives of Beverly Hills review. Child, I ain't even care. I was like, let me just put it out, child. I'm gonna turn these comments off. I don't have time for this. And I just went on by my business. I couldn't do it. This has been a week. So I really appreciate that. I really do. Thank you, J Dub. J Dub, you know you're going to come through and comment, honey. Let me tell you something. J Dub is the hardest commenter on YouTube, the hardest working commenter, honey. J Dub be in them comment sections. Honey, if you need somebody to help your algorithm, J Dub, you might need to start charging, honey. I can come leave some comments on your stuff and help your stuff get pushed out in front of the YouTubers, honey, because you be commenting, child. Oh, wow. I love the avatar even more now. Shout out to your sister. Thank you. Yeah, she took the picture that I gave her, and I'm like, listen, it was just a picture of me trying to be cute, honey. And I had posted it on my Instagram and tried to have my little thighs out and whatnot. And I had my laptop in my lap. And I was like, can you make this picture something that I can use on my YouTube? And she created this. And I was like, girl, you know you cold, okay? That girl good at what she do, honey. Take your time on the reviews. We understand you have a life. Yeah, you know what? I appreciate that, but at the same time, it's the Virgo in me. I'm a perfectionist. As soon as the show goes off, I need to do the review right away. And another reason why I do that is because um the algorithm picks up the first video that's put out. So let's just say Ready to Love came on Friday. Well, the show goes off at 9 o'clock. Well, my computer always playing games up and through every Friday night. So my reviews for that come out late. But my Married at First Sight reviews, y'all know I be on point with that because y'all know it's 2 hours, honey. Then I got to think about it. Then I have to decompress because Kristen made my nerves bad, honey. So I got to gather my thoughts. I got to go drink a Coca-Cola, get my wig up, put my helmet of salvation on, honey, and everything, okay? So I get those reviews out before a lot of people. So that's why it pushes it out to more people, which is all of you, my opinionated family. So that's why I try to get my reviews out right away. And I'm just a perfectionist. Okay. If it ain't looking right, if it ain't sounding right, if it ain't acting right, I ain't doing it. It just ain't happening. Girl, I watch you too much. I was on work. I was on the work. We be hold on talking. Let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Honey, let me tell y'all something else that I thought was so funny, Janet. Let me just tell you. I was on Twitter, right? I was on Twitter and I was looking at what people were saying about Ready to Love and what they were saying about Vernisha. So I'm just randomly scrolling. And I don't really go on Twitter when I watch Ready to Love because I don't want anybody's opinions to skew mine, right? So I'm going through, and all of a sudden I see somebody say, "Don't worry about it, Venetia. You better speak your speech." I said, "Yes, for the speak your speech, honey. I'm reaching the people." I said, "Not to speak your speech, honey, over on the Twitter." Child, I love it. Your reviews are always before anyone else's, and I love it. I stay up waiting for you some nights. Honey, listen, and I be trying to throw my son in the bed, tie him up, honey, lay him down. Now lay me down to sleep. Okay, amen, honey. Throw him in the bed, kiss him, good night. Okay, lullabies, bedtime story, and then, hey, girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. Honey, I'll be ready. I can't wait. I'm like, let me go talk to my people, honey, because I can't wait to talk to them. JB says, I hate that damn algorithm. Look, JV, you better hire J Dub so he can come over there and comment on them videos. Okay, listen, y'all. This is JB Says What. He also does reviews. If you can see his name on the screen, I'm gonna leave it up for a little while. Y'all go follow JB. He is almost to 1,000 subscribers. So humble, so nice, so sweet. Has a genuine spirit. He does reviews as well, and he is trying to get to his 1,000th subscriber. And I think I saw you had like 800 plus. So y'all just go on over there and do something nice for somebody. It is 475 of you on this live. So please do not hesitate to go on over to JB's channel, like, comment, and subscribe. And hire J Dub if you're going to start a channel, because he going to comment. Okay? He going to comment, honey. If Alexis is so religious, why didn't she stay with the preacher, honey? Because remember, she said that she said that the preacher was too preoccupied. All at midnight, he was getting calls about at midnight he was getting calls from the people saying that they needed prayer. And honey, she was trying to get some, and honey, he was praying in the other room. So she was like, I can't be bothered. She probably felt like he didn't choose her. And I'm doing air quotes, okay? You know that's what she thrives off of. Somebody choosing her. Oh, it's coming. Speak Your Speech needs to be on a t-shirt. Oh, it's definitely coming. I mean, trademark your expressions, intellectual property. Yes. And one of my subscribers is actually an attorney. And so she emailed me and we're talking about that because some of the things I say, I've been saying forever, like speak your speech. Like I used to say that all the time and people would just be like, girl, please, girl, gone, honey. Talking about some speak your speech. But now y'all love my speak your speech. It just means, hey, say what you're going to say. Get into it if we're going to get into it, honey. That's what it means. Let's see. The ex-husband said that he put the ministry before the marriage, and I'm sure other things. That's exactly what I thought, Disco Sprinkles, and I didn't even see that interview. He said he went to counseling to address it. Oh, well, maybe they can spin the block one time. Honey, Nene and Greg did it. Child, bloop, 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 bloop. Honey, one more time and see what I was doing. Alexis likely just started choosing herself. I want to give her a hug and tell her you are enough. Exactly, Journey. And you know what? That's why I said, you know what? I'd be going hard on Alexis, honey. It's because she gave herself the name Fly. And all I think about when I hear Fly is Dragonfly Jones because I'm obsessed with Martin. Honey, I love Martin. But I do think that she is just an insecure lady that actually wants somebody to appreciate her and love her, but she needs to love and appreciate herself first. And I honestly see that when I see her on the screen, and the insecurity is starting to come through even more. And I'm just like, oh man, honey, the cracks are starting to show. Love your channel. I wish you would add Beyond the Pole to your lineup. Barbara, listen. Okay, so I watched the first episode after Growing Up Hip Hop went off, and I said, okay, this might be a little too much for me, honey. Cause Liz, they be acting a fool up and through on them shows, honey. It kind of reminds me of Jocelyn's Cabaret, and I'm not a Jocelyn's Cabaret kind of girl. Like I like the reality shows of it all, but at the same time, honey, I ain't trying to get into that as I get into it. Okay, I think that's something that's better left for another outlet. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it'll do well on my channel. That white lady with the dreads smoking the cigs while pregnant. Who y'all talking about? Do a baby teeth shirt, please. Atlanta's Faith Mom, I'm not about to play with y'all. I am not going to do no baby teeth shirt, honey. Have Jason suing me, thinking I'm talking about him all up and through when we really are, but we really not. Honey, I ain't got no time. At Sunday Ocean, thank you. JB, honey, we gonna get you to that 1,000 subscribers, okay? Honey, if I go, we all go, okay? There's a new season of Beyond the Pole. Let me go check. Yes, Forever Brook, honey, came out Thursday. I said, oh, honey. I watched last season, but then I fell off after a few episodes. Amber and this kiss, though. KG sat all the way on that couch when he heard that. Baby, did you see him sit back, Phoenix? I said, oh, baby, this is getting good. Baby, he looked at her because, he was trying to keep his composure. But, KG kind of animated. I think that's the behind the mic kind of thing because when you can't see the person, they're usually more animated than they would be if you could see them. He works in radio. And when I was in college, I took voice and diction, and my professor would always tell me, Misha, please, with the expressions, please, with the hand gestures. And even when I'm doing my review, I do the same thing. So when I saw KG sit all the way back, I said, ooh, it's getting good. Child, I cannot wait. He was like, we have to talk about this some more. I'm like, KG, you ain't going to bust a grape, honey. As long as she splitting them bills, child, you fine, honey. Go on, go. Boy, go on. Phil, Misha, let the people know I'm the president of the Dragonfly Jones fan club. My boo needs to work on self-validation and love instead of men. She sure does. She really does. Because she was in, it was like a deleted scene and they put it on YouTube. And she was talking about, she was talking to Liz and she was talking about how AJ was like ignoring her calls or whatever, right? And she was saying, I just don't understand why he's ignoring my calls. But then I asked Kyra if he had spoken to her, and she said that she did talk to him. And I was thinking, okay, girl, honey, we might just need to take a step back, focus on us, because I've been technically, I'm still married because I'm going through a divorce, but I have not had a spouse in the home or sharing my whatnots with anybody for 6 years. Okay. I'm working on me. And I don't have no time to be dealing with nobody else. Okay. I just really don't. And she needs to work on her before she goes and does whatever with whoever. Child, it's a mess. Alexis needs to focus on herself. She's not ready to love at all. If you ignore 2 of my calls, you'll never get 2. Me and Wes, listen to me. I give you 1 and done. Because everybody looks at their phone all the time. I don't care what you're talking about. You talking about, I didn't see it. That's why I said on the review, when she said she sent him a text and he didn't respond, I said, send him a text saying, I'm naked. See how fast he responds. And then what makes me mad, honey, is if I grab that phone and I go to, and I call you and you don't answer, but then I take somebody else's phone and I call you and you answer. Oh, child, please, you're dead to me. We'll never speak again. That's my issue with the show. They put stuff on YouTube, but they cut so much out. Exactly. And then they have all these commercial breaks. That show is literally 20 minutes long. Like, just a bunch of ridiculousness. And I'm like, okay, when are we? Because this is the thing. The clips that they have on YouTube could have been the show. Put all these clips together and let us see the substance of these people. Let us actually see, because this is what I think. I'm gonna have to talk to Will, like I know Will Packer personally. I'm gonna have to talk to you, Will. I'm gonna have to let him know. Listen, I know you think we want drama and some foolishness, but sometimes we really do want to see love so we can see what we might aspire to. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we can look at it and say, oh man, I'm getting all the feels. I want that. Sometimes we actually do want to see couples make it. Child, taking a page out of Married at First Sight's book. Child, I'm not about to play. Tommy is not going to do a good job hosting a reunion. I vote for Misha. Honey, I vote for me too. Let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Because y'all know that's the first thing I'm gonna say, honey. I'm gonna be judged to the gods, honey. Hair done, nails done, everything did. Honey, we gonna sit out. Them boobs gonna be sitting up. I'm gonna be sitting back, honey. Hair all natural. Now, Alexis, honey. Let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Child, it's gonna be a mess, okay? Honey, we definitely gonna get into it at that reunion. Child, Alexis' self-esteem is in the lower level of no, of Dante's Inferno. Not the lower level. I'm not about to play. Y'all play all day, honey. He's definitely an uncle now. And he made me mad by not addressing the fact that David did all of that stuff during that elimination. Like, that should have been something that he addressed. Like, I know you want to, say what you're saying and I'll list or whatever and get straight to it. But at the same time, that was not the time to get into it as we get into it. That was the time for you to say, gentlemen, okay, we're going to have to learn to be men. and take it as men when we're eliminated. I heard through the grapevine that the two gentlemen that were eliminated were not so gentlemanly to the women and to the ladies. That's not what we want to represent. Okay. We want to put our best foot forward. So don't act no fool up and through. Honey, say something. Child, just doing whatever y'all feel like doing. Right. Black men should hold other black men accountable. Exactly, Journey. But honey, that's a whole nother subject. All of that. He talked like somebody cat daddy, and it annoys me. Honey, all that sliding out to the left and to the right, looking for a round of applause. Ugh. David wanted to give the Judas kiss to Liz, honey child. Jesus be a fence, a wall, a shield, a bulletproof. Zara, you sound like KG. It was done. Chicken wrap. It was a wrap, a chicken wrap, an avocado wrap. I'm like, KG, wait a minute. But the way I hollered as I watched it, because I am a goof troop. Okay. I remember I was in the seventh grade. Honey, this is story time. It ain't really a story time. I was in the seventh grade and I had this best friend. And he would tell me jokes all the time. And everybody knew I was so goofy. And I would just always laugh. And he told me, he said, you know what I just love about you? He said, you find the humor in everything. And he said, I bet in your casket, you just going to be smiling. I said, honey, I probably am going to be smiling, honey. Waiting to be taken to the king, honey, just grinning. Child, it's a mess. Jason, his fist on his mouth. Baby, work with God, what God gave you and keep it moving. Child, what is happening? And another thing, wait a minute, what happened? KG auditioning for a spinoff. Is he? Oh, you're just saying because of the way he be acting. Child, talking about a chicken wrap. She's done. I said, what the? I started to call up to the radio station and say, KG, this Misha, what you doing? Boy, don't do that kind of stuff on that Ready to Love no more, honey. You play all day. Cast members have been complaining about Tommy being soft on the guys since season 2. They sure have. And you know what? Another thing too, I was watching one of KG's lives and he said some of the cast members were mad at him because of some things he said. And I was like, what did you say that made somebody upset? I can't wait until they do a Ready to Love All-Star season in a few years and see if people have grown up because this is giving freshman year of college, honey. Giving very much a different world, season 1. Okay, when Whitley couldn't decide what she wanted to do and who she was going to decide to be with, and child, it's a mess. I just subscribed to JB Says What. I thank y'all. Y'all so sweet, man. Y'all are so sweet. Thank you so much for supporting him because he supports every one of my lives. And, he comments on my videos. And plus, he from the great state of Texas. So, we got to stick together. I didn't realize how tall and large Jason is. Sometimes he looks smaller than he really is. Maybe it's the baby teeth or his youthful looks. You know what? And you know what? You're right. Because when I was looking at him in comparison to Liz seemed like she's a taller and larger woman as well. Or maybe it was just the angles they were doing. But then I remembered that Jason played basketball. So I'm like, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I loved what Clarence was saying on the live about black men protecting black women. He said something about we women needing a shepherd to keep the wolves out of our field. I was like, yes, clapping and everything, standing up. Let me tell you something, Mrs. Smith. As I was watching that, Clarence needs to make a book of Clarenceisms. Because, child, he was speaking his speech on that live. If y'all haven't checked it out, you need to check it out. But at one point, I was like, all right, Clarence, now, honey. Now, you got a little saying for everything now. I'm starting to think you don't speak real language now. I don't want you to be putting on for your city. I want you to actually believe these things. But Clarence, who was really spitting some facts and some gems on that live with Liz. It was good. Why did Jason put his big thighs on Liz's lap? Natalie, I have no idea. I said, if you don't get that big tree trunk off of Liz. But see, Liz thinks she's slick, honey. See, y'all ain't seeing what's really going on. Okay, let's just think about this, honey. Let's dissect for a moment. So we have Liz when she went to the date that she didn't know Kyra was showing up to when she was with the friends or whatever. As soon as she went up there to play golf, she was like, can you help me? And she tooted that thing up a little bit, honey, for him to get behind. Okay. I was like, whoop, whoop, pull over. That's too fat. Okay. So shout out to Trina. So she did that. Then this time she was like, oh, I'm cold. Girl, you got a whole denim jacket on. Girl, I know you ain't cold, honey. Girl, trying to get close on the slick. But what really upset me is when they looked at each other and started calling each other's names. Please, I ain't got no time for that. He was like, Liz, Jason. I said, what in the I said, oh my God. Not they looking at each other. Child, they really think they are on Days of Our Lives. All my children, honey. The young and the restless. I said, what is happening? Jason, Liz. And you know Jason needs to audition for a soap opera. That's what needs to come of this, okay? He needs to audition for a soap opera. Because, child, I don't know what's doing. Could Liz be playing the good church girl? Look, J Dub, that's all I'm saying. That's what I was thinking. I was like, girl, you ain't cold. Ain't a bit more cold than the man in the moon, honey. Cold. We don't even get cold in Texas. That winter storm was a once in a lifetime event. Child, It'd be hot like June in December. Child, tank tops and flip flops all December 25th. I really feel like Kyra left the show on bad terms with Jason and AJ because she be liking shady comments about them on Instagram. Ooh, does she? Listen, Five, the Paramore freak. I didn't know that. See, I don't be paying them no attention because they don't give what they're supposed to give when the episode is on. So, honey, when the episode go off, I'll be like, all right, I'm done. Honey, I ain't got time to be dealing with them. But now that you done said that, honey, I'm about to go look at it. None of the men are that attractive. The best looking one was Christian. Oh, my little mailman that said everybody look at him and think he look good because he's in his uniform. Child, I'm waiting on him to deliver some mail to me now, child. Okay, let me find out. And then I did go to his Instagram, and I was like, oh, okay, he looking like something. And then one of my friends was like, I seen him out, and he was really nice and whatnot. I'm like, girl, did you get my number? Oh, okay, well then other than that, I don't want to hear nothing about it, child. Moving forward, honey, got time. Forget those baby teeth. Jason needs to grow a mustache that's connected. Oh, it's so hard, honey. He need to get some of that filler fiber that Pastor Dwight be using over on Married at First Sight. That whole scene looked like a rushed Tyler Perry movie, didn't it? It sure did, Kyle. I was looking at that. I said, oh my good. And I already told y'all I don't like to see people kiss. And when I saw them kiss, I was disgusted. Okay. And then on top of that, it was awkward. Like, it was too much. I had to look away. I don't think Amber is a Judas. You're on a dating show. Amber is dating, and Fly should. I think the reason why she felt like she was that because she was expressing to her all things Ron, but at the same time, Amber wasn't saying I'm dating him as well. Because one thing that I have noticed by them doing these lives, they always say, "Well, I talked to her about me going on a date with him, or we talked about that, or she knew I went out with him, or that person knew we went on a date." So I feel like she was like, "Why are you sneaking around? I mean, you could have just told me." So now I'm looking at you kind of sideways, and that expression that Amber had on her face. Child, she was looking real sneaky if you ask me. Y'all talking all this smack about Liz, but it's a bunch of us church girl Liz types in these comments. Honey, you better get with it. We got our puffy shoulders, which we can use as weapons. I know that's right, Epiphany. I know that's right, child. Let me tell you something. I ain't gonna put no puffy shoulders on, but I will answer the phone sometime. Praise the Lord, honey. Sometimes. Sometimes I get into it as I get into it. Yes, Amber was busted, JR. You are absolutely right. Which was more awkward, Joel and Vern's kiss, or Jason and Liz? Because this is the thing. Although Joel had his eyes open, child, staring into her pupils and whatnot. I'm like, boy, if you don't get back, dilating her pupils with this kiss, although he was all up in her retinas, I feel like the disgustingness and the sound effects and the way Jason grabs that face and gets into ooh, oh no, it's a yuck monster. No, thank you. No, thank you. While they were kissing, Joelle was thinking, damn, did I leave the oven on, baby? Please do not make me cackle. I'm gonna have to go on mute. Y'all play all day. I do not. See, this is why I love y'all. Y'all are opinionated, but we keep it PG-13, honey. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. Y'all funny as hell, child. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, I appreciate y'all. I notice all that denim, the 80s style. If things don't work out, Alexis, wait, let me gather myself. Ooh, that last comment took me out, child. That is the oven on. Oh, child, let me get my serious face. Okay, here we go, Lolo. Let's read it again. Okay. I noticed all that denim, the 80s style. If things don't work out, Alexis or Liz can holler at Jacob from Mavs. He's ready to love. Honey, and Jacob been in these streets. Child, I've been seeing on his Instagram, honey, he all up and through. I said, okay, Jacob, getting out there, getting into it as you get into it in these ATL streets. Okay, I'm loving it. Child, he gonna gas up the DeLorean and take them on a date they'll never forget. Don't nobody want Joel Boombastic looking self. They call me Mr. Boombastic. When I tell you that used to be my song, honey, that used to be my song. It was a kiss on the cheek. Watch, all y'all gonna feel bad for going in on Amber. That's why I said I can't wait to hear her rebuttal. Because listen, Lee, I've learned my lesson from these shows because they try to give us something. Then they have me going off in the, on the review. And then next week I got to be like, I'm sorry. So I ain't got time for that. So I said, you know what, honey, let me find out you got a Portia spirit. Now I could take that back if need be. Okay. Because we don't know yet. But I did say, let me see what her rebuttal is going to be. Because I don't want to jump the gun. But honey, I'm looking like it's going to be exactly what Alexis said. Allegedly. Although it's multiple takes, the kiss shouldn't be so tight-lipped, though. That's true, Bonita. I was like, they are stuck together. They serious about those kisses. And I'm surprised they let them kiss all up and through COVID. I'm like, are they kissing? Oh, no, ma'am. Honey, no, ma'am. I was on the phone and came back and your live numbers just went up. Whoop, whoop. Thank you, Samira. Yes, my live numbers did go up. Y'all ain't even paying attention. It is 522 of you on this live. Please just like it. Do something nice for somebody today, okay? This is free, honey. I ain't asking for no super chats. I'm not begging you for a cash app. All I want you to do is just simply like this live. And if you like, the commentary or you like to hang out and whatnot and have a good old time, roasting and getting into it as we get into it, don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to go 15 more minutes, 14 more minutes to make it 9:30. Because see what I said, y'all, I'm long-winded. And we done went all the way to 9:16 when I was supposed to be off at 9 o'clock watching The Real Housewives of New York. Child, a mess. Okay, I know that's right, honey. Mask on. Put your mask on, honey. Shout out to Future. You know Jason feel like he and Liz be kissing. Yes, Lady Reds. And it's so crazy because Jason has such an innocence about him when he says that. Me and Kyra was kissing. And listen, when I watched Kyra's live with Vernisha, honey, she did not like that Jason was saying they were kissing. She was like, all right, Jason, now, honey, don't be telling everybody I be kissing you. Remember the dude with the COVID kisses? He was the oldest one. Yes, Troy. Child, they kicked Troy to the curb real quick. I should have known something was wrong with Amber when she liked Troy. Recycling back to David. On that podcast, his ex-wife said that the sex with him was off. I wonder if that's why he's waiting for marriage. Don't want nobody to figure out he can't put it down or up. Did she say that? Child, Oh, baby, she's speaking her speech. Because Amber ain't say nothing about their date before they prayed. Sure didn't. I think Alexis will be the next lady to go. I do too. Go ahead on, child. This is the joint to be tonight. You winning, sis. Thank you, Samira. Honey, and I appreciate every last one of you. I really, really do. Why does Alexis care that Amber kissed Ron? Didn't she kiss AJ? Honey, you see how I read that with the annoyance in my voice because you're right? Child, like, what is it? Okay, Alexis, why do you care that Amber kissed Ron? You kissed AJ, so now y'all are even. But then AJ didn't really like Amber, so I guess I kind of understand that. But at the same time, honey, all y'all kissing and just, honey, and when are these COVID tests being administered? That's what I really want to know. Wait, David's ex-wife said his sex was off? Child, that's what they're saying in the YouTube streets. Allegedly, honey, because I don't want no problems. And let me just stop and put a disclaimer out. These are all opinions. That's why my channel is called In My Opinion. And now the opinionated family is also giving their opinion. All opinions are alleged and all in good fun. We are, not saying any of these things are actuals or factuals, okay? We're just speaking our speech. Okay, let's move forward. I know a man like that waiting because he working with a pinky. Miss Eve. Child, only 162 have liked. It's okay. It's okay, child, honey. It's going to get to the masses one way or the other. What they say, what God has for me, it is for me. I want to see the winter waddlers at the reunion. Me too. I can't wait, KB. Listen, because I was one. I'm like, let me see who's gonna be waddling back and forth. And I have a feeling it's gonna be Vernisha. Okay. But I feel like she's gonna come out with hers, so we're not even gonna have to worry about it. I feel like it's gonna be Vernisha. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Alexis coming to and fro. You know what I'm saying? After David got eliminated, YouTube recommended Ashley, I'm so happy you brought this up. Okay, so I'm just chilling, honey, trying to get my mind right and whatnot. Okay. About to get ready to go on a Zoom court call or whatever. Somebody DMs me a link to a video with David and his ex. And I watched the video and I was like, oh wow. It was kind of like a Christian Mingle commercial. The way that they were fawning over each other and hanging all on each other and kissing each other. And I'm just like, oh wow. And when I saw how lit up he was in that doing that video with his now ex-wife, and then he said she just abruptly got up and left him. Honey, he still love her. That's the whole issue. And I feel like that this is just my opinion. I feel like that he's self-medicating, allegedly, because he's never put together. He always seems like he's been crying all night long. Like, I just don't understand it. And he still love that ex, honey. That ex still got him. If you don't like the video, you are worse than David, Ron, and Joelle put together. Thank you, J Dub. Tell the people. Honey, let the people know. Child, do something nice for somebody today. And also, when y'all go to other videos, if you don't like them, honey, don't even click on nothing. Child, you don't like them, just keep on going. Because you know what? When you say you dislike the video, YouTube uses that as a recommendation. And then they don't push that video anymore, to the front. And that could be the difference between somebody gaining a subscriber and losing a subscriber. So, honey, just pass on by them, child, if you don't like them. Don't even worry about it, honey. Self-eliminate, okay? You don't like to get in front of Satan when you see him trying to interrupt you, child. Run and Pastor Dwight. Fair hope. I love the way you said it. Not Dwight be sharing that Beijing before they go on screen. Honey, I'm not about to play. Wait a minute. I just saw a comment that has me hollering. David gives me no more wire hangers. Let me tell you something. That is one of my favorite movies. Mommy Dearest. Child, why my mama made me watch that in the 80s? I don't know what she was trying to say, but I've been hooked ever since. Okay. I watched that movie. I said, oh, this movie is good, honey. He does give you, he gonna throw everything on the floor, honey. And everything has to be the way it has to be. Okay. Dead. Okay, I love Mommy Dearest. That is my movie. Your description reminds me of the guy from Forgetting Sarah Marshall, naked on the floor, sobbing. Yes, Disco Sprinkles. That's an accurate assessment, honey. Exactly. That's what he gives me every time I see him on screen. I'm like, okay, like what is happening? Why are you looking like this? And then he comes in like he didn't know he was supposed to be there. I'm like, what is happening? You are welcome. Check out KG Lives too. I like those better than all of the ones I have seen. He gives tea without giving tea. He sure does. And I like that, honey. He know how to do it. That's the MC in him, okay? He knows how to work the mic and he knows how to come across to the people, give them a little something when I actually giving them everything. And I love it. I just don't want anyone to leave again, honey. He definitely said that, didn't he? And at first I was like, oh, abandonment issues, because I didn't know. But I should have known someone right when he put fish sticks on a plate with some porridge or whatever he was feeding her. Child, I don't know if it was oatmeal in that bowl. I don't know what was happening, but honey, he was tearing it up. Child, I was like, what is this? This looks like one of those, what are those meals that the army people give you? The MRIs or the MREs? The REMs or whatever it was called, child. Child, my ex used to try to give me those. I'm like, child, don't bring me no MREs, child. We haven't been in a natural disaster. If you don't get out of here with that. In the beginning, he was put together, but now he looks disheveled. Show might be too much. You know what, millionaire? He did say MREs. I knew that's what it was. Thank you, Alexis. Yes. It looked like that's what they was eating. I'm like, what is happening? Nay said he gave her a plate of slop, fish sticks and cream of wheat. It was porridge, okay? All I could think of was the Three Little Bears. Honey, Goldilocks and the Three Little Bears, when she was going around eating that porridge, I was like, oh, this one's too hot. This one's too cold. This one's just right. And honey, I ain't feeding that girl porridge and fish sticks. I ain't got time. But yeah, millionaire. He does. It does seem like it might be too much for him. And you know what he actually said in a live? He said, "I never thought I would be on a platform where people would say negative things about me." He said, and another thing also is if you leave something negative on my channel or you say something negative about me, I am going to delete it because I don't like to be surrounded by negativity. But as Pastor Dwight would say from Married at First Sight, you don't like to be corrected. You don't like correction. But some of these internet trolls can be, ooh, child, they can be a mess. And you know what? My friend sent me this because I was having a fit. Honey, them people's making me so mad about the little bonnet comment. And she sent me this, and I said, girl, you better speak your speech, honey. Let me read it to you. I said, child, listen. Oh, and I just also want to thank you guys for all the super chats and all the cash apps that you send. I really appreciate it. Liz, I was going through some mixed emotions, and somebody sent me a very, very generous cash app. I really appreciate it. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all never have to do that. If I'm feeling down, feeling blue, whatever, this is like therapy for me. So when I come on here and I do these reviews and we have a good time and we kiki together, that is for my good as well. So I don't want you to think, okay, here we go. Okay, girl, let me give you $5 so you can shut up, honey, speaking your speech. No, that's never the case. You don't ever have to send me anything, and I'm being dead serious. But I do appreciate that you guys do. I really, really, really thank you. I just want to say that because I be forgetting to say that every time I do a live. So thank you for all the cash apps. But let me tell you what this friend sent me, honey. And baby, she was speaking her speech all up and through. Okay. I was like, girl, do you have to talk so loud? Okay. She sent me, what is it? This one? She sent me this and it said, the moment you stop focusing on judgment, you will speed up the process of becoming great. I said, baby, listen to me. Honey, you done blessed me today. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Because, honey, sometimes you just need some reassurance. Wonder when he started talking on the side of his mouth. His mouth was straight with the X. Carolyn, exactly. He looks like a totally different person. He was put together. His hair was cut. Line was straight. His clothes were ironed. He was sitting up straight. But you know what I did pick up from that? I said, listen. He said to the lady, no, he was saying to us because he wasn't talking to his ex then. He was saying to us, he said, I thought that I would be able to win her over because I'm a smooth talker. I know exactly what to say and I know exactly what to do. And when he said that, I said, oh, okay, honey, you was playing us the whole time. Clarence was right to call you out. Apparently, he wasn't chosen at first, but they had a hard time with casting because of COVID. So they circled back to him. A few of them were rejected at first. Yeah, Liz said she was like an alternate. So, but then, COVID did what COVID did, and then they called her back and said, okay, hey, we're going to need you to come on. Wait a minute. Let me see. I'm trying to get through these comments, y'all. Hey, Marvina. Oh, wow. Yeah, I was like, oh, child. And Lord knows we have 3 minutes, y'all. And Lord knows that we need therapy after all this reality TV. These shows actually remind me of all my boring and amazing blessings. Okay. I be thinking the same thing. I'm like, you know what? Let me watch this. So I'm gonna tell y'all, true tea. When my husband first left, okay, we'll get a story time into it as we get into it, okay. But when he first left, I was so not knowing that that was a blessing in disguise. I was so distraught. I could barely pick myself up, and I'm gonna say something else after I say this. I could barely pick myself up. I didn't want to wash my face, brush my teeth, comb my hair, braid my hair, sit up. I didn't want to open the blinds, honey. I didn't want to clean up. My whole place just reeked of depression. It was a mess. So I turned on Hulu and I love me some Real Housewives of Atlanta when it was organic. Okay, let's go back to season 1, on up to season 9 and leave it at that. And I just started watching, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then I started watching some more mindless, like reality TV. And then I started to realize, honey, it ain't that bad. Child, get up and dust your shoulders off. You know what I'm saying? Like, get yourself together. And as I literally watched it on repeat for days, and it actually helped me. And I was like, you know what? Because I find the silliest things in each and every show that I watch. I just kept watching them. And then eventually it pulled me out of it. Now, don't get me wrong. I was having prayer circles every night, every morning at 5 a.m. And that's the truth, honey. I was with my prayer group and we were praying every morning at 5. And it just pulled me out of it. So you just never know how you're helping someone. So for me, this is therapeutic for me. And then, y'all get to kiki with me, honey, because I be speaking my speech and saying whatever comes to my mind. But I like that y'all appreciate that I say whatever comes to my mind, okay? I didn't think I was going to find my tribe. But here y'all are, okay? Yeah, Joelle is easy on the eyes, but it's a no for a relationship. Exactly, FF. Honey, you sure right about that. Yeah, Joel wasn't fine to me, but his personality was making me see why others found him attractive. But then his rapping and fake personality killed that child. When I saw that rapping, I said, it's a rap. It's a chicken rap, a avocado. Child, it's a rap. It is a wrap. I cannot be bothered no longer. Child, it is 9:30, y'all. Okay. Oh, child, listen. It's 9:30, honey. I got to get off the live. Okay, wait a minute. What happened? If he the diva laugh out loud, ain't he over there trying to rap? Yes, he is, child. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so Joel does have a YouTube video because somebody is saying, what rapping? He does have a YouTube video up, honey, of him doing his Dr. Seussical the musical type rapping, honey. No, I one fish, blue fish, two fish, through fish, or whatever they say, honey. Green eggs and ham and all that, child. I'm just saying. Thank you for watching Real Housewives of New York. And I was about to give up on Beverly Hills, but it's starting off great. Me too, Marvina. I was about to give up on it as well. And I said, Okay, so daylight just got here. So I'm gonna just go for a few more minutes, okay? Because I don't like to disappoint. I know y'all can catch the replay, but just a few more minutes because I don't want daylight to have come in vain, honey. We already in here. Let me see. Yeah, if you want to call it that. Exactly, Erica, living life. Okay. If that's what you want to call it. Because, good, Misha. And thank you for this wonderful commentary. Thank you so much for joining me, Sue. You always support. Thank you so, so much. Wait a minute. Hold on. What happened? I keep telling y'all, Joel is trying to give back juvenile, back that thing of vibes. Honey, he is giving cash money, taking over for the 99 and 2000. But the thing about that is they actually had, child, they actually had some kind of talent. Now, I don't want to say that about Joel, but child, I ain't got time to be playing. I do not have time. I really don't. Because, I mean, it's not giving what it's supposed to have gave. I was like, what is happening? What you say, Marsha? You can't take it seriously? Me neither. I said, what is happening? Oh, child, why y'all sent me this, honey? Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is good, but Sutton saying she don't see color crawled my blood. Nothing is wrong with seeing color, but mistreat color is a no. M. Sharice. Listen, and that's the thing, okay? Because when she said that, I said, okay, Sutton, honey. Oh, child, I know you thought that was the right thing to say, but it's not. Honey, it's just not. And it's nothing that I'm it's no way for you to say, but I'm glad Crystal called her to the carpet, honey. Crystal wasn't playing with her. Don't do Juvenile like that. He can actually rap. That's what I said. I said, listen, Juvenile, he could actually back his up with talent. Let me find out AJ was the engineer on Joel. Child, goodbye. Honey, let me find out, child. Love from Barbados. Love your reviews. Thank you, Kim Jack. Oh, not Barbados. I always wanted to visit them. Honey, Riri. Child, is that where Rihanna from? It's some beautiful people in Barbados, honey. Y'all got some beautiful women out there. You heard me. Shout out to Joel. Joel need to leave that rapping alone. Oh my goodness. He is so good with his motivational speaking to young people and the videos he does with the kids, but the rapping is a strong no for me. Yeah, he is good with the motivational speaking because I did see some videos that he posted on his YouTube, on his Instagram, where he was talking about him going out to different schools and actually talking to the kids. And so that's actually part of the reason why I was like, Joel is a good guy. And I'm not saying he's not a good guy because he's not a good guy for Vernisha. I don't want to be taken the wrong way. But I also, because I do think he's probably a nice guy. He's just not a nice guy for Vernicia. I didn't know her name was pronounced Vernicia. Okay, I thought it was Vernicia, but honey, we've been pronouncing it all wrong up and through. But at the same time, He does do things for the community that are great. But that narrative that they created, the production team, that he was a grieving widower when he was divorced, when his ex-wife passed away. Child, they got people out here thinking all this kind of stuff, honey. And we thinking all wrong. Yep. The dry and wavy wig was thoroughly addressed. It sure was. Captain Crunch was already talked about. Okay, we already talked about it, honey. Joel with the Cash App and his Insta bio. I don't know, man. Was Zara? Child, what in the tacky hell? Oh no, I didn't know that. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Sorry, y'all. I had to take a brief intermission, honey. My son came in here talking about he wants some pie. Child, he don't care what I'm doing. He like, Mama. I thought you said you were gonna give me some pie. I'm like, okay, baby, give me just a second. We need merch that says denim, denim, denim to wear with our denim. I know that's right, Kyle. Look, we need all kinds of merch. We need that X. We definitely need that X, honey, because that could be anybody's X. And you could wear it and be that X. They'd be like, who are you? Honey, I'm that X. And what else is going on, child? Honey, we need that X. We need denim, denim, denim. We need speak your speech. We need little weirdo. Spread love, not germs. But look, one of my subscribers, Britt, she sent me a DM and it was a Bath and Body Works like screenshot. And they said spread love, not germs. And she said, let me find out Bath and Body Works watching your reviews. I said, I got the same thing through my email, honey. I think that's just a universal slogan. And child, I done picked it up and put it at the end of my review, honey, and it's going to stay. I said what I said and I ain't changing it. Thank you for the super chat, India. Misha, we are ready for the Speaking My Speech shirts. I love your channel and spirit. Thank you so much. Look, I'm working on that. I cannot wait. And also a shirt that says opinionated. Okay? Because listen, that describes me to a T. My mama used to always tell me, you got something to say about everything. I sure do. I'm opinionated. Okay? My student said something the other day and I thought, girl gone in my head. Listen, did you? Okay. Child, I tell my superior all the time, honey, speak your speech. Come on. Because we have that kind of rapport. So I'll be like telling him, child, get into it if you're gonna get into it, honey. You hemming and hawing. I don't know what's happening. But child, they already know that's me. So they just ignore me and go on about their business. T-shirt, speak your speech, denim, 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 little weirdo, hey girl, hey. And hey, child. Oh yeah, we do need one to say child, and we need one to say girl gone and boy gone. We actually need a mug that say girl gone, honey, so you can just hold it up in case you don't feel like speaking in the morning. Child, in your cubicle, just hold up your mug, honey, and make a statement. Girl gone, honey. I don't want to hear nothing about that facts. I don't want to hear nothing about that per my last email. Child, leave me alone. Girl gone. The mug says it all. Get on, child. Gone, gone wig, gone wig, gone wig. I think I missed when we discussed KG and Amber's faces when Alexis got to speak in her speech. Oh no, yeah, we talked about that. Honey, when I captured that screenshot and put that on my thumbnail, I said, now look at Amber looking caught like a deer caught in headlights. Honey, she knows she was caught up. I said, oh, honey, something got to be behind that. What's up with that Patreon? Look, Marsha calling me to the car. Marsha said, get into it if we gonna get into it. Marsha, listen to me, honey, when I tell you I need to stop procrastinating. Because y'all know what? I do want to go over on Patreon. I want to talk about some things that I don't want to talk about on YouTube because the YouTube streets are hot, okay? And people are threatening to sue based on this specific topic. Honey, they talking about lawyers and all kind of stuff, but I have to say something about this because I feel so led to speak on it. But people's videos are being taken down and all kind of stuff. Okay. So I really want to talk about what's happening with other things, but I can't say it on YouTube. Okay. So I'm coming. I'm coming, Marsha. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I don't blame Amber. It's part of the show. And if we didn't have Alexis calling everybody out, what do y'all think this season will really consist of? Because Liz ain't talking about nothing. David probably would have still acted a fool, but I mean that's just a part of it. But he would have been eliminated. Vernisha, she don't say much is unless it has to do with Joel. KG ain't talking about nothing. Ron, who really wants to hear him speak? Not I, said the cat. And yeah, so we needed Alexis, and now Amber done added a little something, a little razzle dazzle, and we need that. So I'm with you. Did she really not think it was going to come out? If Ron spilled the tea about Joelle, of course he was going to talk about Amber. I think she really thought he was not going to say anything. And then I think she thought she got away with it, Deluxe. And she would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling kids. I'm sorry, I just had to do it. But the reason why I think she got away with it is because he was eliminated. So she was thinking, oh, okay, he was eliminated. So they're not going to catch me up because he's gone. But child, little did she know that Ron was in his illogical feelings as a male. Because remember, he said he argues logically. I'm like, what kind of sexist bullshit is this? Okay. He argues logically like a male, but he was in his feelings, okay, and spilled the beans on everything. Child, crazy. Hey, Measy. I keep saying Amber is a master strategist. She's playing chess to their checkers. She's actually the puppet master. Listen, honey, that's that law degree. Honey, she using hers to her benefit. She's like, let me do this before I cross-examine the witness. And honey, she be asking them questions. But you know what I realized? Ready to Love will cast a lawyer in a minute. I said, how many seasons we gonna have these attorneys? Honey, I don't mind it, child. I love to see a good black female attorney. Y'all do your thing. But at the same time, okay. Honey, it's like the third season. We done got all these attorneys. Let me see. Amber says she found love, but something tells me it's not with KG. Could it be Ron? Listen, when she said that, I was thinking it was Troy. I don't know why that's the first person that popped into my head, but they be fraternizing outside of the show. And after it's all said and done, then they're able to do whatever they want to do. And exactly, Dijon. Shout out to Simone. I like Simone. Her personality and mine are kind of alike. When I watch her on over on Rashid's channel on his podcast, little YouTube thing, I'm thinking, child, Simone saying the exact same thing I'm thinking. But yes, Kime, I was thinking it was Troy. I'm like, maybe she got with Troy. Could it be? Honey, let me find out. If what Ron is preaching is divine masculinity, then the bar is low. I was like, what are you even saying? Boy, shut up. Child, I'm trying to say, go ahead on, honey. Did we ever have male lawyers on the show? I don't think so. Where's the troll? Honey, please point him out to me. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see something. Oh, okay. Ages and Stages. Yes, his Ages and Stages podcast. Okay, I found the troll, honey. It's been handled. So I ain't got time to be playing. What is going on with these people? See, I blocked and reported. Appreciate you, Dion. I appreciate it. Her and Rashid have a show reviewing this season of Ready to Love. Yeah, they do. I'm like, not Rashid trying to be my competition. Rashid, honey. But now I'll be watching theirs, but they do it in a different format. They actually watch the show and then they comment on it. I was gonna try to do that, but then I was like, no, I just like it better where I just watch it and then I just say what I'm gonna say. When she said they were friends like that, calling and praying together, I was like, dang, that's cold. Okay, Daylight. I'm like, oh, okay. But then the thing is, Alexis, honey, you need to have some discernment because if you praying, and I didn't know you and Amber were close like that, that is making me side eye Amber. But at the same time, I'm sitting here thinking, like, okay, you and her are touching and agreeing. I don't know what y'all were praying about, but then Ron said he don't even pray. So you praying about Ron and he doesn't pray. And child, it's just a whole mess. Child, an entire mess. All these trolls. Child, y'all leave me alone, honey. Her and Rashid have a show. Okay, I already seen that comment. Let me see. Let's be clear. It's several trolls now. Some of the ready to love disgruntled co-hosts may have deployed them. Child, hey y'all, honey. Hey girl, hey. Child, wherever the trolls are, honey. Get back under your bridge, child. This ain't what you want. Because let me tell you something. I can roast with the best of them. So you know what? Actually, I invite you to come on, honey. And so whatever you have to say, I'm going to put it up on this screen and we going to discuss it. Honey, let's get into it if we going to get into it. Misha, you have arrived when the weirdos start making multiple handles to troll. Okay. Oh, Lord. Here go another one, child. Oh, honey. It's like roaches. Child, they coming out of everywhere. Honey, you turn the lights on and they just start crawling all up and through. YouTube is sending their hate speech gangster. YouTube sending the people that don't know how to speak their speech. I was wondering how I jumped from 487 all the way to 540. Child, don't y'all come over here with that nonsense. Alexis has no discernment. She's trying to projecting her spirituality on the women and her sexuality on the men. Girl, you better say it, honey. Girl, bye. Dragon Wasp Joe. I love it. I love it, honey. That's what I'm talking about. Love from the Bahamas. You are funny but accurate. Hey, Donnell. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you so much. It is probably David. Get behind me, Satan. Wow, it is a lot of them on here, child. Oh, honey. Okay, they getting ignorant, child. Okay, let's see. Amber is currently doing a live interview with Little Black Book, and she says she doesn't regret calling out Joelle. Honey, she said, I said what I said, and I ain't changing it, honey. Oh, honey. Yes, leave me alone, David. Look, not that's Tommy and Troy. Look, but I don't go in on Tommy. It is some people that review this show, they get mad at Tommy, honey. I just don't want him coming in waiting for his round of applause. But I have no problem with Tommy. Thank you, Sherry Wonder. And she said I blocked another one. Honey, like I said, honey, like roaches. We're gonna have to put out some traps in a minute. I ain't got no time. Could it be that Amber was low key jealous that Joelle did not follow up with her? Millionaire, that's exactly what I said because I didn't think about it until I thought about it. Okay. And I said, you know what? I forgot that Joelle and Amber had went on some dates. Oh, child. Okay, y'all. Listen, we're gonna have to reconvene at another time because some of these trolls are putting some obscenities up and through these comments. And child, some of these handles that they got going on. Honey, I can't. Child. It'll be a whole different type of show. So you know what? It is 558 of you on this live. Thank you so much for stopping by. 566 of you. Child, listen, I ain't never had this many people on my live. Honey, y'all showing me some love and I appreciate it. Okay. I really do appreciate it. But we are going to have to end this live because, child, the people are coming out and acting ignorant all up and through the comments. And so these are not my group of people. And I don't want any of our visitors, okay, that came to visit us on this Good Saturday thinking that that's how we behave over here on the Opinionated channel. So we're going to have to end it, okay? But we will be back. I don't know. We'll be back on Friday or we'll be back on Saturday. I'm trying to get more lives going so we can talk to each other throughout the week. But we'll see how it goes. I might do an impromptu live tomorrow. It just depends on if I get these reviews out tonight. All right, y'all. I love y'all for watching. I love y'all for joining me on my live. Y'all are so sweet. Thank you for joining me, all 566 of you, and listening to my reviews. Yes, Tiffany Shantae, I'm definitely going to get a Patreon. All right, y'all. As always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace. M. Sharice, you can hit my Instagram DM. Bye, y'all. Night, night.